Hey everyone, welcome to another exciting episode of Velvet Talks.
Whoa.
The series that brings you miniature podcast topics that we kind of just wanted to bring up real quick. I'm your host, Mitch, and this is my bud, Josh.
Yeah, bringing 200% more weebiness to this talk.
Motherfucker. Alright. Actually, that's a great way of putting it. Yeah, we cuss. We cuss a lot in this. So we're going to be talking about Stephen Bomb number 5, covering episodes that have not been released out yet. Unfortunately, they are. How do we even cover this? The whole thing was leaked at the very beginning of January.
So, do we have any details on how it was leaked?
I have no idea, actually. From my understanding here, you know what? From my understanding of the situation, it was Cartoon Network did something along those lines, or I don't know how it got all leaked, but I do know that, apparently, as I'm reading this on Polygon.com.tv, leaked Steven Universe episodes weren't leaked at all, Cartoon Network says. Oh. Apparently not. So, yeah.
No, it's totally not a leak, guys.
It's New Year. Cartoon Network says its common practice is used to build awareness.
What? Do I hear someone trying to cover their asses?
The quote is, this is actually something we've been doing for some time with a few of our shows through what we call See It First element of the Cartoon Network app. It helps build awareness for upcoming episodes and for new or for the new show launches before they go onto the linear platform. For example, we did this last September with our new series Mighty Magiswords, and in December we sneaked Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs and My Knight and Me.
This sounds
horrible.
Sort of.
This sounds like a horrible practice. This sounds more detrimental to the series than anything else. Jesus, tapped it. I mean, if they're going to do that, at least leak the first 2 on purpose or something, and then leave the rest of them for, Oh my god, Josh. Oh my god. Anyways, this was, by the way, that was not rehearsed or anything. That was very real. That was a very real response. Oh my god. Fuck. Alright. Anyways, higher, we're talking about Stephen Bomb 5. Which essentially covers the episode Steven's Dream, Adventures in Light Distortion, Gem Heist, The Zoo, and that will be all. So, let's start things off with Steven's Dream. Steven's Dream is essentially Steven is crying, right? That's the episode. That's the whole episode. Steven's crying. He feels the tears from another gem. Oh, I should have explained this before, Josh. We're not doing plot synopsis.
Oh, okay.
We're just giving our thoughts. Steven's Dream was really funny in some respects because it's serious, the whole bomb's serious. But Steven's Dream, how do I word this? You know that music that we've been building up to for a while?
Yeah.
We had mentioned it on the cast. If you guys aren't aware of this, the music at the end of the episodes of Steven Universe lately have been very dire and very creepy. And I hate you, Josh, because you put it at the end of our last podcast. I hate you so much.
You can't see me, but I'm dancing around with
oh my god,
we're giving you the bird.
Oh my god, you piece of shit. It's been very creepy and distorted, and when we started this off, it was really nice to kind of start feeling like we were getting to a point where it was going to cover what that's all about. But in Steven's Dream, essentially, he has a dream about a place, and this place is the death location of Pink Diamond. That's where she was shattered, and we see that Blue Diamond's there, and Greg's involved, and all that stuff, yada yada yada. That we're not doing plot synopsis, but it's important to note that it was interesting to see Blue Diamond, like real Blue Diamond, not what I know a lot of people go off the answer to see when they use Blue Diamond for reference pictures, but I see the art style of The Answer as sort of them telling a story. It's not supposed to be what they actually look like. It's just this kind of art style that represents the story being told. You know what I mean? So it was interesting to see what Blue Diamond actually looks like. I love how Blue Diamond doesn't even necessarily hate humans. She just kind of is like, oh, you guys do your thing. You're like, what odd species? Like, she still sort of looks down in a way, but like in the way that like you'd expect from a diamond, I guess. Like, what are your thoughts on this? Like on the episode?
Like this episode in particular.
Yeah.
One thing that
Steven
was like
Street.
sort of surreal was actually when they visited the fucking animation studio.
Yeah.
On like a completely like unserious topic, it's like, you know, the point where like Greg visits the animation studio and sees himself. It's like, that's pretty great.
Yeah, big fan of that.
I thought it was interesting, to say the very least.
Oh my god. I guess it is kind of hard to talk about each one of these individually, since it feels like they're all part of a giant hour-long special.
I mean, that said... Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I mean, that said, it's like, it was interesting to see sort of another diamond that didn't seem completely hostile, I guess, in Blue Diamond. In that, like, as soon as you see her, like, character sort of stooped over, like, the palanquin site, you sort of get the idea that, oh, yeah, of course this is, like, a super important, like, character, because, no duh, she's huge. Well, I feel like that's a general rule. It's like, if you're huge in Steven Universe, you're pretty important.
Yeah, that's it. The bigger you are, like, that's it. Yeah. Succolite, Alexandrite, all that cool stuff.
But it's like, you understand immediately that she's not there to fight, necessarily. And it was an interesting touch to have Steven seeing through her eyes. Has this ever happened before?
Okay, that's something that kind of was weird, right? So, Steven can connect to other gems. It hasn't happened to this extent where he's crying because Blue Diamond's crying. But he can feel for other gems. This is most known or the one that I think of at the top of my head is the time where he kept seeing Lapis suffering in his dreams. And he's able to go into into Malachite's fusion through his dreams and see the internal struggle that they're having. Like, that's the big one I can think of at the top of my head. Like, Steven feels for gems, or the cluster is another great example, where he can communicate directly with the cluster. Steven it seems like this is I don't think Rose had this ability. It seems like this is just a ability very specific to Steven, where he can communicate to gems this way. Which is really cool. It would be really cool if it was specifically to Steven. Or specific to Steven. So, but he feels the emotions, it seems, or can understand or read or communicate on that level. And it seems like the thing that happens with Blue Diamond is very unique to him. Or very unique to Blue Diamond. So, yeah. That being said, the episode it's cool that they had to go to Korea, of all places. You know,
I was super not expecting that. I expected it to be somewhere actually sort of either like forgotten in the middle of nowhere, or like somewhere that was, you know, sort of closer to home, I guess.
It actually, yeah, I was expecting it to be somewhere in the States. It was
well, nice, like I saw the map and it's like, that looks a lot like Korea. It's like, that looks like just like an island of the peninsula. It's like,
well, GG. Like,
nerf this.
I mean, there's, god damn it. I didn't even mean
fucking
to do that.
Blue Diamond like jumps out of the palanquin, it comes down on the earth.
God
fucking
damn.
Makes it explode. Fucking cluster.
Oh god. So, yeah, that being said, though, the episode was, pretty solid and everything. And then obviously goes into the next episode, which is Adventures in Light Distortion, which is another one of those episodes where, man, we got to see Peridot and Lapis for a hot second, and then they left. And then, yeah, they didn't get to come along on the adventure.
Well, at least, they didn't have to make, their heroic sacrifice.
Yeah. Yeah, get left behind. Yeah, fuck you. So they have this moment where this is another one of those episodes where it's very interesting to just kind of see the pacing of Steven Universe. Like, this is the journey could have very easily have just been done, but it's an episode where you get to see that Steven's angry and he's frustrated and he hates the fact that this has happened, and he's blaming himself, and it's very emotional for Steven, right? And it's another sign of the crew's ability to write this series and make it interesting. And I was surprised that we ran into the rubies again, to be honest.
On your way out of orbit. Yeah,
that was actually pretty crazy. Also, there's that part of me that when I watch it, I'm like, oh yeah, what are the chances, right? No, we didn't just run into the one, we ran into 6 of them. Or not 6, 3 of them. So I guess they are a spacefaring race, though, and it's not like they can go anywhere far.
I mean, they're just floating. I'm sure they'll... I mean, they even mentioned it at the episode. They'll do something about them eventually.
Yeah.
So I do have something to say about this episode.
Oh yeah, sure. What's up? Yeah.
So that point where Steven sort of breaks all the fail saves for the Lightspeed engine, it reminded me of this sort of dream that I used to have when I was a kid, where it's I was in my parents' car in the driver's seat. I wasn't doing anything, and the car would start driving by itself, and you're just alone in the car driving nowhere without your input, and it's just this frightening experience where you feel like you're completely out of control. You don't have anybody to depend on or look to for guidance. And I got that feeling from Steven when that happened. It's up till that point he'd been so angry and so set on just recklessly going into the zoo, wherever that was, to save Greg. And then in that moment where that happens and he's alone, he just sort of has to start he has to cool down really, really fast. He can't just continue to be this massive id that just wants, I want my dad back. He has to acknowledge that what he's doing is sort of stupid, and that what he's doing is putting a lot of people in danger, and that he doesn't have the strength to do it by himself.
That's really... That's probably the way the episode is supposed to be interpreted. I felt the episode itself is very just... It's just like I said, it's just another way to show just how deep the writing can get on something as small as the journey there. And of course, that leads us into Gem Heist. Probably an episode of the series that I'll remember just because I love any episode that we get to see more of Gem stuff. I love seeing episodes where we have to where we have to interact with the new rubies, or we have to see Diamond, and I love seeing more of just their culture and how it works and all that stuff. And one of the things that just really got me was how we get to see what amethysts actually look like, or not actually look like, but ones that aren't are amethyst. The ones who weren't overcooked, for is a good way of putting it. And they look oddly similar to Jaspers, but they're just they're big warriors, they're quartz. They're like quartz. And it was just kind of fun to see that, honestly. And to see, what was it, Holly Blue, Agate, fuck, I can't remember the name. But, seeing, how they're mistreated and everything, and all that stuff, and just watching the caste system at work, you know what I mean? That was interesting for me to see.
I mean, something did occur to me, though, with, I guess I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, so I'll hold it off, but it's about pearls, I guess.
Yeah, what's up?
It's like with like the pearls that are in the show so far, like aside from our pearl, like they seem like, you know, super like into like their own like head gem, like Blue Diamond and like Yellow Diamond's pearls just love her or love them so much. And I feel like it might just be something that's natural to pearls, I guess, to be just super in love with, or, you know, loyal, I guess, to whomever, like, they are paired off with, or whoever they serve.
It seems to be. I can't tell if that's very specific to. I can't tell if it's very specific to like just the ones that we've seen, because the ones that we've seen are like owned by the diamonds, you know.
Yeah, but it's like, you know, to our pearl, like Rose was her diamond.
Rose, oh god.
Like there's that like devotion, I guess, that maybe it's something that's just innate to all pearls.
Yes. Okay, I will say yes. There's a specific, because I was going to say one of the big mysteries of Steven Universe is who was Pearl's master. You know, like for a lot of people who follow the Rose was Pink Diamond theory, that's that answer. You know, like. Oh god, there's a really great theory out there. On a side note, where the whole theory is essentially that Pearl was the one who actually shattered Pink Diamond. Rose took credit for it to protect Pearl. And then there's the one that says, "Hey, after the reason why Rose Quartz is the way that she is because she once was Pink Diamond. Pearl shattered her, and the remains became Rose Quartz," which is a weird theory. But it's interesting to say the least. I love little things like that, and I feel like a big part of that is because I love seeing things like the fact that we didn't get to see what was inside of the palanquin, you know what I mean? We didn't get to see the site itself, we just saw we saw the remains. You know, there's still the mystery. There's still one day I feel we will be given that answer, but that being said, it's really interesting to see how, like, it was cool to see other pearls interact with each other. You know what I mean? Where they both. It was
clearly all pearls sing.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that song. But yeah, no, Gem Heist was just a fun little episode where we got to see more of different types of gems. And we got to see how the zoo works.
Yeah. Zoo.
It's a great way of me transitioning into the zoo.
Choosing.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay, so this has Planet of the Ape vibes to me. Like, you ever see
they're not slaves.
No, I'm talking about the original Planet of the Apes, like the 1970s, 1960s.
I forget. In the original Planet of the Apes, were they just like...
No! I'm so sorry. I'm not thinking of Planet of the Apes. I'm talking about Time Machine.
Okay, I've actually not seen the original Time Machine. I've read the book.
Ooh, it's good. The original... They're saying good is like here or there.
Like, but you're comparing them to like the Eloi, right? Like the race of like above ground people.
Yeah, in the older version of the film,
like they're stupid, but they live like this idyllic lifestyle.
Yeah,
that is also vaguely off-putting.
And well, they get to eat whatever they want. They have every now and then they're hunted down for food and stuff, but like they live that kind of life, you know. And like the way that things were kind of handled and stuff reminded me a lot of that movie. If anything, go check out the original aesthetic for that movie, because I feel like you'd get the same vibe I'm getting. That being said, what an episode! I feel like there's a lot of how do I word this? it was definitely interesting to see kind of how that would work, and more importantly, I just want to say real quick, it's really interesting to see that they kept Pink Diamond's station alive, her zoo alive. You know what I mean? Which, honestly, there's this part of me, right? I can't help but think that Pink Diamond isn't nearly as bad as we make it seem to be, you know? The reason I say this is because there's two schools of thought, right? She kept humans because she thought that, like, you know, they were, like, cute or whatever, and she kept them like pets in a zoo. Or she knew that the cluster was a thing and wanted to save a few of them because she thought, no, she saw something in their race or something. You know what I mean? I don't know. Sometimes I think back, the fact that we don't know much about Pink Diamond is like a big thing to me, you know? Like, I don't think she was as bad as, I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what happens. For all I know, I'm probably wrong. Maybe she was the worst. I mean, it seems like they
clearly
don't have
we're going to have at least one character who is, you know, almost going to be like the worst.
I actually thought for a second that was going to be Yellow Diamond, but at the same time, the writing in Steven Universe is one of those things that I really praise, because even when a character is supposed to be evil, you still feel for them. You know, they don't treat any one person as just the worst.
I mean, it makes me wonder where diamonds came from. Because, like, all of the gems are sort of timeless, I guess.
The Allspark, Josh.
The Allspark?
No one asks why.
Why
Transformers just... No one asks why.
Cybertron
why?
wandering the universe, fucking... I don't even know what the fucking Transformers lore is.
I just love being like, duh, Josh. The Allspark. Oh my god. Anyways, yeah, so...
God damn it.
Oh my god, the choosing was a great scene. I just loved how watching, like, even Greg was getting a little behind it, which I thought was funny because how long was Greg there? Not that long. He was only, I think, it was probably less than like a day or something, you know. But he was just kind of into everything, and the episode has its humor and it's funny, and it's a relatively lighthearted episode compared to the rest.
Like,
of
watching it feels like Greg would be a really cool guy to hang out with.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt in my mind. Greg's just a really cool guy, and I feel like that's it's just good, you know. It's good to see characters like that where, I don't know, it's not like he's a stoner, like a stereotypic stoner character where that, like that, and that's the reason he's chill. It's just he's just a chill guy, you know. Like, I don't know. All the characters are really good in this show. Like, it's just fun. That's another thing we talked about in the last thing we did. Things should be fun. We should have fun watching them. Oh, God.
I mean, at the end of the day, we do this because, you know, we want to be entertained.
Oh, yeah.
And to cry, and to listen to people, like, sing, and then to cry some more.
Speaking of crying while singing, let's talk about That Will Be All. So, that song, right? The first thing, let's just talk straight up. There's a lot that we can talk about straight up, but there seems to be the one that I really enjoy, which is, 1, all the bubble gems in Pink Diamond's room. That's interesting. There's a lot of details that really gets me with this bomb. There's a lot, I don't know, there seems to be like a lot of interesting things where it's like, I don't know, it's not, there's too many coincidences between Rose Quartz and Pink Diamond for there not to be a connection in my mind. Like, I feel like if I don't like look at things that way, right? When it happens, I'll be like, "Oh man, I should have known." There's just a lot, like on an aesthetic level, on just well, obviously they're both pink, but like I don't know, there's just too much there for me to like not say something. That being said, That Will Be All had the song "What's the Use of Feeling Blue." What are your thoughts on the song, real quick?
Well, it's like, I think I've never really shared this before, but I actually don't really like any of the Steven songs in isolation. Like,
Really?
I like them as like parts of the show. It's like a musical, I guess, where sometimes with musicals you don't really want to listen to like the music by itself. You want it to be part of, like, organically part of like the musical.
Well, yeah, of course.
Where it's like it's not good to me because like the music itself is great, but because like I love everything around the music. And the music does help to elevate, like, the emotions in that moment.
Yeah.
But
I feel like that's...
At the same time, I think it was a really beautiful moment between, like, Yellow Diamond and Blue Diamond. Like, I think it got across perfectly, like, you know, they both really, really loved Pink Diamond.
Well, yeah, it was the moment to show that, well, you know, they are grieving in their own way. Like, it's been 2,000, 3,000 years now, and because their lifespans are so long, it's only been like 2 weeks for them. Or like that was the best comparison I ever I read online. Was like, yeah, it's been about 2 or 3 weeks.
I mean, gems don't die. That's the thing.
Yeah, they don't. Like, this is a very, you know, intense thing that happened for them. So, like...
It makes me wonder why there aren't more curious about humans, actually. Maybe it's just that they feel that they're superior, but it feels like it'd be odd not to be curious about, you know, another life form that sort of blinks, pretty much to you, blinks in and out of existence.
Well, I mean, it's assumed that they've seen other life forms, you know. But, like, I mean, they're a spacefaring race, you know. I'm assuming they've seen other life forms on different planets and all that stuff, and we're just, you know, we're a pebble amongst the stones, you know what I mean?
Man, that would be interesting, wouldn't it? Seeing other alien races.
Oh yeah, and that being said, like, the song emphasized just, you know, they're kind of how they feel, and honestly, a lot of the bomb hit me really hard due to personal reasons and and recent losses and stuff, and so that song was like, oh great. But separating that, the song does a great job of emphasizing pretty much how, like, different people grieve in different ways, you know. For Yellow, the song, funny enough, someone pointed out, the song is interesting because the song is what's the use of feeling blue. Blue is not what she's saying. She's not saying what's the use in feeling sad. She's saying what's the use in feeling blue. Blue is what she calls Blue Diamond because, yeah, that's what I guess that would be what you call her, right? So Yellow Diamond's approach to this is, fuck emotions, I'm done, you know, what's the use in feeling this? And then at the end she kind of breaks a little and she actually gets a little sad, and it's kind of sad to see that happen. But yeah, also, real quick, just want to say real quick that one of the best moments of the episode was Famethyst. Seeing Amethyst interact with all the other Amethysts and stuff, and seeing Skinny Jasper, and fuck, so cool.
Fuck. If anything happens to those Amethysts, God help me.
Well, you know what I want. Everyone wants. They want to see the Amethysts go to Earth or something. You know, like, it was just cool to see Amethyst have such a good time. You know, to finally see other Amethysts. It was so good. It's so good. You know.
I mean, it's nice to see. It feels like Amethyst's character arc pretty much just, like, it's hard to imagine where they would take her character from here, because this seems like the terminating point of her character arc. Like, she is, at this point, she has to be, like, almost 100%, like, okay with herself. Because she meets all these amethysts and she realizes they're all pretty much the same. Like, you know, she might look, like, slightly different, but they're all pretty much the same inside. They're all goofy motherfuckers.
Yeah, it's nice. It was a nice moment, you know. I don't know. It was so fun. It was so good to see Amethyst go through that, and like the episode I feel like it's a great way to end the bomb. You know, Pearl has her moment to get back at Holly, and you know they have the song. We get to see all this different stuff happen. We get Greg off, and it all works out fine. You know. So
can we talk about like a short segment that I thought made me feel super like odd, and that was like a segment towards the end of the zoo, where Greg says, "I have the right not to choose anybody." And then everybody just breaks, and it's like it felt really strange to me. Not that it was a bad scene. It's like it's just, you know, it feels real in a way that like Steven Universe hasn't felt real to me in this way before, I guess.
To explain a bit, actually, like what made that real to you?
I guess it's like it's that sort of uncomfortable feeling you get when you see like another person's like kid sort of start freaking out about something like really petty, and watching that and like being sort of a bystander to all that.
Oh,
where all those like people were sort of, you know, they're basically all children. Like,
yeah, they're all emotionally stunted and stuff because they don't have a base for that whatsoever.
And it's like it's sort of both pathetic and like pitiful, and it's like you see this and it's like it feels sort of wrong because, you know, like it's got no real bearing on how we experience our lives, but at the same time it could happen if people are treated that way. It's like it's one of those very sci-fi kind of situations, I guess, where like when Steven Universe feels real, typically it's because it, you know, it strikes very close to home. This time though, it's like it's this eerie feeling where it's like, you know, this isn't like a natural thing that happens, I guess.
There's a level of disconnect.
Yeah, and it's like it's real. It's like, you know, people would probably act like that, but at the same time, it feels removed.
I just wanted to say real quick. I totally understand where you're coming from. I guess I didn't feel it as strong, but like I totally understand where you're coming from. That being said, I just wanted to draw attention real quick to something I just noticed. Josh, I sent the image on the Discord, so if you want to, feel free to put it up. If not, that's fine. I just want to say real quick. So there is an image that was used for the promotional pieces for this Steven bomb, which was supposed to come out on January 30th. Now, the thing that pisses me off about this, and it's not that it pisses me off, but I feel kind of strongly towards, is it says down, it shows a picture of the Palanquin, and it also says, "It's time for answers." And I thought about it for a second and realized we didn't get answers. In fact, the bomb is the most misleading thing ever. Because, if anything, I didn't think about it until just now. What happens is Steven goes up.
Facto.
He's supposed to get answers, but Blue Diamond happens to be there first. Like, now you can interpret it as one of two things, right? The episode obviously starts with him dreaming about that place, and he wants to know what it's about, right? And so he goes on the trip to go to see what the place is about, and his reaction is, "Oh, I'm seeing this because this is what Blue Diamond is seeing," right? And so he if that's the answer to his dreams, then sure. But as the fandom, we're interpreting this as, fuck, you know, this is it. This is like, you know, we're gonna get the answers as to what actually happened. A subject material that no one really knows the answer to, it seems. But the thing that I hate saying the most, and I hate the fact that I want to see it, is I want to see the shattered remains of Pink Diamond. The reason why is because I want to cement in my mind that she's really gone, and that the theory that, you know, that rose quartz is, you know, Diamond is totally not real, you know? Only because there's only one rose quartz, it seems. There's only one. Doesn't that seem a little off? I mean, there's other Jaspers, obviously, and that was another thing I really liked, was the fact that we got to see another Jasper, but there's only one rose quartz. We've seen other rubies. We're aware that there are other sapphires. We know there's other pearls. It's the one gem, well, Paradox and Lapis. But, like, they've alluded that there are other gems of those types. It seems like there's only one rose quartz. I don't know. I know it's a small nitpick, but it's just something that's in the back of my mind. It scratches it a little, you know. And the only one who would have that answer is Pearl. And I keep running back every now and then to like lines from earlier in the series where it's like, yeah, well, you didn't know Rose like I knew Rose, and it's like, okay. Now, obviously, that was said in anger because she was upset about Lion, right? But it just feels like there's more to that. I guess that's why this bothers me so much, is because it's time for answers, Josh. But we didn't get those answers. And the one thing that kind of closes this all off is the end of episodes during the bomb. The episodes at the end of the bomb still end with that creepy, eerie music. This isn't over. It's not over. Not yet. Like, that's how it feels right now. This isn't done. There's still more. There's something else that's going to happen or something. I don't know. It's a scary thought, you know? But, yeah. But that ends the bomb, right? We had a small hiatus and, and we have the bomb that happened and all
then,
that.
Apparently we'll get the bomb again in a couple of weeks.
Is that... Oh, yeah, I guess they'll have the official release for the bomb and people will feel more comfortable with releasing spoilers. People are pretty regularly spoiling this, though.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's part of it's the danger of being, so viral now. It's like people pretty much get their hands on it and watch it. Like, if it is official, like, Cartoon Network policy to, like, sort of release parts of it, like, early, then, I think it's probably bad policy. Like, sure, it gets people talking about it, but, man, really?
There's not much we could do about that,
I mean, it's not so much, like, I think that it's, bad for us, as the viewers, I guess we get to see even earlier. But at the same time, I think it's not very smart on their parts, I guess, for themselves.
Oh, you mean releasing all their episodes early because they said it's exposure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
no, it's a dumb idea. What a horrible idea. I'm really glad I looked this up right before.
It's like they're intentionally, cutting out from their bottom line, and I don't understand.
Oh my god.
Like, it can't possibly be that the buzz is enough to, warrant, them doing this. Like, is the, blitz of attention actually worth, spoiling stuff early? I don't know.
God. Oh, really quick, I just want to add to that real quick. Avi Tran, who does the music for Steven, if you watch the episodes on the CN app, you're cool. That's on CN, not you. If you're downloading it from illegal sources, however, illegal sources don't pay licensing fees for a show like legit sources do. I don't really care what you do, but it's up to your own choice to watch the show. Okay, so now, what the point that I was trying to get at with this was the fact that, interesting thing to know, because the leaks happened the way that they did, I guess to add to this a bit is the Cartoon Network knows that they're...
Shit. Sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. I completely forgot that my phone was on.
Is that your ringtone?
No, that's a ringtone for an app that I have on my phone.
Oh my god. I'm sorry. Alright. the thing, I guess, an argument towards the leak, right, is the fact that it was released on the Cartoon Network app, which then funds, like, because they're not idiots. They know that sites will host the episodes, you know. So maybe, in a way, this was smart on their behalf because they're at least providing it from a source. Their hearts are in the right place, I feel. They're releasing it on a source that they can still make income on, which then helps pay the show and show support for the show, right?
I feel like for the vast majority of people don't have this app.
No, I cards on the table, I don't have this app either. You know, like, this is a great tool. I mean, the heart is there. Their mindset was people will watch this on the app. Unfortunately, most of the fan base doesn't.
Like, I can assure you, probably more than 99% of the people who watch Steven don't use the app.
Oh, of course not. Honestly, the one thing I love about the bombs is I get to go home at the right time and I can just sit down, turn on Cartoon Network, and watch the episodes. That's the one nice thing about the bomb. With this, however, I'm not going to lie, I went to a different source to get my stuff, you know? Like, we did a rabbit cast of certain shows. This is one of those shows that we're going to end up doing, and, like, that's just it. Cartoon Network has an app. I wasn't aware. So, yeah. For what that's worth. But, I mean, Christ, dude. The heart's there, execution's horrible. That's how I'm going to say this.
I mean, honestly, the main problem is, like, especially with, like, syndicated TV shows, the difficulty is that, you know, you have to build buzz for the show while it's airing, but at the same time, you also have to be able to capitalize on the, like, internet market, and where you choose to host it makes a huge difference.
Oh, man.
Like, with Netflix, I don't think they add, like... Do they add, like, shows simultaneously while they're running? I guess they do, because aren't they doing Little Witch Academia? Do they? Or, I'm not sure if they have the, like, streaming rights to that, but I know that Crunchyroll doesn't seem to have them.
Alright, we're getting off topic. We gotta stay on the topic, which was.
But yeah, it's like I guess it's that Cartoon Network is in a weird spot where they don't necessarily have they have their own platform to release stuff on, and they're probably always going to like have to push it. But I feel like it'd probably be more beneficial to them if they could get it on like a big platform that everybody uses, like Netflix, in like a timely manner, in order to like capitalize on that revenue.
I don't know. This whole thing seems like a big misstep, to be completely honest with you. But I mean, obviously, we'll deal with that when we get there, when we get there. But like, we'll see what happens on January 30th, because January 30th will be the determining factor of like, okay, did no one watch The Bomb?
I mean, I don't think this will affect what they do with this stuff, but it's like
of course not. But but the numbers will show something, and it's not if they don't at least change it. At least we'll, as a fan base, know what happened. You know, they might not change their formula, but this will keep people for those who care. This will keep people. Because I know, like, if this turns out like this was a garbage situation, then I'm going to be like, I think Sora's completely on the right in this. We are technically on the wrong.
Oh, absolutely.
Sora is waiting for the episodes to air on January 30th to watch.
Well, the only reason I watched it through sort of, like means like this was, I didn't know about like Cartoon Network's like app, so I don't know if I would use it personally. Because, money is tight here, but at the same time, it's like, I didn't know about the app's availability, which is one strike. But two, it's also because, I don't have, cable TV anymore. I am indeed very much a cable cutter, and I don't have a way to watch the show legally.
Right. Well, for a while they did a really great job of keeping people up to date through Hulu.
You see, I had a Hulu subscription and I watched Steven Universe up to a certain point, and then it's like, oh yeah, and then I talked to you and said, oh yeah, I caught up to Steven Universe, and then you told me, oh yeah, there's another season after that. It's like, what?
There's a whole nother season. Yeah, that's the one thing I wish they did keep track with Hulu a bit more. It seems like they only have I can't tell if it's like the rights or something. They only have like enough to do like.
They seem to be about a season behind.
Yeah, it's almost like a DVD. It's like the network, no, not the network, the Netflix model of things. You know,
they get the rights after it's done airing.
Yeah. Well, guys, I think that should pretty much cover it. We're done talking about the bomb at this point. So, if you guys like this video and you like what we had to say, give us a like. And if you really like this stuff, give us a subscribe so you can come back and check us out more.
And if you super duper like us, you know, show us to your friends. Share the love. Yeah.
And if you, God, you made me forget what I was going to say. Shit. We're a growing channel, so, like, any input whatsoever, you know, would help a lot. Like, if you guys have any questions or you guys want to let us know, you know, hey, you know, this was something interesting or whatever, feel free to leave a comment down below and all that. And, yeah, so next time on the Velvet Room, probably more Steven Universe, more stuff like that. We'll probably, if you really like this and you really like all the dynamic between me and Josh, you should totally see us with Andre, or Sora. I always forget what he wants with the online moniker thing. And we do the podcast. So yeah. So next time on the Velvet Room.
Whoa.
Yep. Bye. This doesn't work.